Played 22 playoff games, had over 10 points in 2 of them.
Trash!
Hey, one of the games, he was just running back and forth, and I said, this guy's definitely just doing cardio. He's getting his steps in. He's not out here for any other reason. You can trust. It hasn't been.
We shed a couple skins.
And listen, do not trust him in all 7 games of this series. He's not showing up every night.
Probably give you one.
Sorry, tell Uncle Phil.
Breakout receiver.
You gotta put the ball in the hole. That's it. It's simple. Bam Adebayo. You gotta put the ball in the hole.
Bam was struggling tonight. I don't know where his head was.
Hope you find it. All right, welcome back to Betting with the House. This is your host, Neo, because I'm the one. Today we have a special guest with us. We're going to be digging into this next series. And I brought a basketball enthusiast with me on the show to really get into this so we can break it down, figure out where the money lies, and just really prepare for the series. I mean, starting out, this is the... We're going to bring that back.
Yep.
All right. So without further ado, this is my host, D. D, let's get right into it.
What's going on, people? What's going on, people? What a game tonight, right? Miami, Boston. Well, what a game tonight. I guess you could take that both ways. Boston got dusted. They got dusted up.
Man, it was only a game for what? Two quarters? 3? 2.5?
I give them the first quarter.
Okay.
No, I give them the first 8 minutes. First 5 to 8 minutes, it was a game. Boston, they cared the first 5 to 8 minutes. The moment they got down in the lead, it was over with. Their soul was taken.
It ran up out of there on them. So listen, coming into the game, I was very high on Miami plus the 7.5, 8.5, depending on when you got it. I thought that was a lock situation. However, even I didn't expect Boston to really lay down the way that they seem to lay down. Like they really...
Very early. Lay down early. We figured they lay down by end of third, middle of third, maybe lay down.
Yeah.
If it was going to be a blowout. But they kind of laid down early.
Let me ask you this. At what point in the game did you realize the game was over and Miami was going to win?
I would say Boston came out strong, and I wanted to see how Miami would take that, being the new guys, the undrafted guys, they would say. Wanted to see how they would take that. When they took it on the chin and came back, knocked down those 2 threes, I said, all right, Miami's about to take off. Sure enough, they took off. And we had Tatum came down on an ankle sprain, and just the look in his face, I knew it was a wrap. He didn't want to play anymore. He gave up right then and there. I mean, as Hoopers, we all had ankle sprains, and we still played, and that was for nothing. That was on the playground. So for being a Game 7 Eastern Conference Finals, and you see it in his face when he came down, it was already a wrap. It was probably down by 10 at the moment or so, maybe. But he was ready to go home.
He was.
It was over.
You know when I knew?
When was that?
Man, about 2:30 this afternoon, when I saw that the Miami Heat had already made flight plans to travel right to Denver after the game. You know what that told me? That told me that, hey, listen, not only are we going to make sure we get to business tonight, but mentally we're already preparing for after we take care of this, what do we have to do next to prepare for the next battle? That let me know that they were mentally locked in. I'll be honest with you. I wanted to take every dollar I could find and put it on that Miami Heat plus 7.5 today, but we're not doing that. We're not going all in. We're betting responsible, but that's when I knew. When I said, oh, they already made flight plans, and then I looked on Twitter and nobody had said anything to respond, I said, oh, man, it's over.
The needle came in the arm. Time to be a degenerate.
I started doing my research right then and there for this video to figure out what we got, moving forward. So let's do this, man. Listen, we're gonna pay our respect to Boston. If you want to come in, talk about Boston's run, and then we're gonna go ahead and put Boston to sleep and move forward.
Well, Boston, I mean, they haven't been the same team, you know, as far as, you know, the whole scandal with the coach. I feel like after that, it kind of shook up the organization. I feel like the guys really didn't want to play for that coach. But as far as the playoff run go, it wasn't anything that was too, you know, too impressive. We could all see them losing. I'm not gonna say we. I could see them losing to Miami because I mean, it was 4-2 with Atlanta, but I feel like that series should have been a lot shorter, you know.
True.
And then we go 7 with Philly. I mean, I'm not gonna say they struggled during the playoffs, but it wasn't the playoffs it should have been for a team with that kind of talent, I would say. So, Game 7, Miami, like you said, put the house on it. Miami's taking it home. Even with Miami being shorthanded, I mean, they just had the will out there, the will to win, you know.
So you mentioned the fact that Boston kind of struggled in the first 2 series to close those series out, having to go, 7 games in both series?
They went 6 games in Atlanta series, but they should have closed that. They should have swept that series.
Yeah.
Or they should have at least went 4-1. They lost a key game without Jonte Murray, a game they should have never lost. But that's when I knew they were in trouble. That's when
They didn't have the killer instinct.
No, I knew they were in trouble. Yep, that showed himself.
Do you feel like they got tired having to play these extra games and maybe they ran out of gas to be able to get to that extra gear versus Miami?
I can't say that because I got to go back to my last statement. I mean, it was the first round with Atlanta, and they were having trouble closing them out like the way that they should have. I mean, they 4-2'd them, but like I said, I felt that should have been a sweep or even 4-1, get it over with. Once they couldn't do that, I mean, we could see watching those games, it wasn't like, you know, all blowouts, you know. So you can tell it was some trouble, you know. It was some trouble once they got deeper in the playoffs rounds. It was gonna be trouble, you know.
All right, I hear you. Hey, listen, Boston fans, those of you that put money on Boston, I'm sorry, but it's over with. Boston's out of there. We're moving on to the finals. We got the Denver Nuggets, who've been waiting patiently, now get to meet the Miami Heat. And who's winning?
Me personally, I've been saying Denver's going to take this thing down easily before the playoffs started.
Okay.
I don't see anyone matching up to them. I called the sweep versus the Lakers. I love the Lakers, don't get me wrong, but from watching all season, the teams I watched the most have been the Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Lakers. I can see the Lakers beating Golden State. Fine. Running to Denver, it's going to be a problem. Now, I said this, no one believed me. I mean, a lot of people thought I was crazy. But the sweep happened. The rooms are out. The rooms are out.
Listen, I was one of the people that thought it was crazy to think that the Lakers would get swept. Lose, I could see them losing, but swept, hey, totally caught me by surprise. I had to take a couple days off and really regroup to make sure that I was seeing things clearly for this next series. And, I mean, here we are. Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm not taking anyone in this series. And I know you're probably thinking like, man, you know, that's what we came here for, to see who we're going to take. I'm going to give you plays. But personally, I cannot bet against Timothy Butler. I can't do it. Himmy, whatever they calling him. I can't do it. Jordan's son, I can't do it.
Illegitimate son.
Jimmy Butler has shown more heart than anyone I've seen in this series. And while I think that Denver is, in fact, the better team, Jimmy Butler has that extra factor that I think could shift the series if he decides to go full Thanos. Now, will he go full Thanos? I don't know. It's up to Jimmy. I guess that's what we're going to find out. But, I mean, we talked a lot about Jimmy Butler. What about the rest of this Heat roster? Like, we saw Caleb Martin really step up in this last round and go from a role player that's just a bench guy, a six-man type, to a starter in these last 3 games. And not just a starter, but a starter that's really putting in work.
He said, I'm the second option. Sometimes the first. Depends on what Jimmy wants to do, because Jimmy, he decides what he wants to do. I'm going to play defense tonight. I'm going to give you 30 tonight, That's how Jimmy goes, But, yeah, 26-10 tonight. The boy's been on fire. The boy's been hooping. Must give him that. But when it comes to the Denver series, like we seen with Miami, Butler can take a night off. Like I said, he can say, I'm going to give you rebounds. I'm going to stick some defense tonight. I'll have 14 points. And, the Miami shooters around them, they're tearing that three-point line up. See, the trouble is with that, my opinion is Denver's going to run them boys off the line. Being that they're bigger, they're faster, like I said, it's a tough matchup. I feel like Denver can run those guys off the line, and I feel like Butler's going to have to go Thanos mode, as you say, for every game. Now, is that sustainable? I don't think so. And even if he does go Thanos mode, I mean, you're going against the Avengers. If he's Thanos, Denver's got to be the Avengers. And we know how that ended,
Yeah,
so, that's my thoughts on that.
Denver, I would say that Denver definitely has, I don't know if I say a deeper team, but I say that they have players that we can look at their names, their history, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon. We can look at even KCP and say we can count on these guys night in and night out to give us something.
To do what they're supposed to do.
Yes, to show up and really play their role. When it comes to Miami, I don't really know that we've gotten that. We've had guys step up on that side. We had Duncan Robinson go off for, I think, 3-4 games in this series, 2 of which he scored more than 20 at least. And we've had Caleb Martin, hop into the Dub Club and back it up with rebounds and defense. But can we count on these type of guys every night on the biggest stage in basketball?
Key word. I like the way you hit that point. Biggest stage. We're talking about the NBA Finals. Who grows, who shrinks. Now, we know Jimmy Butler's going to do what Butler does. But these other undrafted guys, they're going to they're hoop, but, when you get on that stage and the lights are on, you in Denver, what they say, something about the altitude there, you might get a little lightheaded or something. I don't know. Might be tough for them.
I'm going to tell you who my dark horse is in this series for Miami. Kyle Lowry. I know. It's a
You know what? It sounds crazy, but I understand. I get it because he's been there before.
He's been there.
That's why I get it.
It's a tough pill to swallow. Kyle Lowry looks like a shell of his former self. I'm not going to disrespect anybody's intelligence by acting like Kyle Lowry has been a name that we can trust. It hasn't been.
He shed a couple skins.
And listen, do not trust him in all 7 games of this series. He's not showing up every night.
Probably give you one. He'll give you 1 game. Yeah, maybe 2.
He's got to give him 2. If they're going to win, he's got it. Kyle Lowry, if you're watching this, if you're going to win another ring, and I did say another one, much respect to the first, you got to give the Miami Heat 2 games. You got to give them 2. Caleb Martin's going to give them 1. Jimmy Butler's going to give them everything that he has every night out. But we need a couple of these other guys to show up. Caleb Martin's got to get 1. Unfortunately, Lowry's got to get 2. And Bam Adebayo, and listen, I know you've been taking off the last 3 games. You got to give them 1 more game. That's how they get the 4 if they're going to get it.
Yeah, that's an impossible task. Kyle Lowry give you 2 games? Jeez.
It's impossible?
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Just, yeah, you made it this far. I mean, kudos to that. You might get bonuses or whatnot. But
so you give Miami no shot whatsoever.
I'm going to give, you know what? With the respect of Jimmy Butler, and new emergence of Martin. I'm going to give him one game. 4-1 Denver.
Just simple, plain, 4-1.
Right
It's a
out.
wrap.
4-1 Denver.
There you go. 4-1 Denver.
We haven't even covered Joker. I haven't even said Joker's name when it comes to this series. But
I mean, well, let's break it down. Let's not disrespect, the guy that's really been powering the ship over there, or at least one of the two. What does Denver have to give from Joker and Murray to make the 4-1 happen and get their first win?
that's the thing. We seen when Joker can take a night off and have 11 assists, 16 points, 12 rebounds.
Give me those.
Jamal Murray, thank you. 52 points, 36 points. So, if Joker can Joker just does what Joker does. If you can give me 20 and 10, that's enough for anything. But there will be times in this series where Joker's going to give you 30, 15, and 9 assists. So, 4-1 Denver.
So as long as Joker stays on the court.
If Joker's breathing, 4-1 Denver.
You heard it here first. If Joker's breathing,
4-1
4-1. And listen, I can't tell you to go against it. I'm just out of respect. I can't jump on the Denver train, even though, like I said, I believe. But speaking of Joker, right? Joker's been doing everything, like you say, here, there, behind the back. He's been throwing up the fadeaway 3-pointers, and it seems like he's dropping those all net.
The tank, slow and indestructible.
What do you say to people that say Joker is the real MVP and he got robbed?
I mean, it's a conversation always. I mean, he's not out of the conversation MVP, obviously. In these last 2-3 years, it's been him and Embiid neck and neck. I feel like whichever way you go, I mean, you can't go wrong. Embiid is very talented. He's very talented. I would say that. I kind of want to say he's more talented than Joker, but as far as basketball skills, as far as shooting, Joker's a better passer. I will say that. But as far as being a big man and shooting and handling the ball, it's close to me. I tilt my hat just a little bit to Embiid, but that's skill-wise. Better player on my team, I'll go with Joker. Who I want on my team, I got to go with Joker. The tank, slow, indestructible.
Slow, methodical.
Methodical.
Can't stop it.
Can't stop it.
Unless he's not breathing.
Hook you. Jump shot you. Bag you down. A little spin. Shimmy. It's the Joker.
I think the Joker is probably the most unguardable player that we've seen since probably Hakeem Olajuwon. I don't think we've seen a guy with the footwork, the passing ability, the shooting. I mean, we had Vlade. We had Arvydas Sabonis. These were big men that were very skilled. We had even Kevin Garnett, with great respect. We even had Tim Duncan, who was probably the most complete player.
Mr. Fundamental.
Had it all. And I don't even think that he compares to what Joker's showing right now. You cannot guard this guy. Like, you literally have to hope to get the man in foul trouble. Because if he's on the court, like you said, he's soaking up the rebounds. If you move him away from the basket, all you're doing is creating space, and he's going to find the open cutter. You have to give him the double team out of respect.
Big twinkle toes. That's the thing about him. Because like you said, you named all those big men who can shoot and who can pass. But what makes him Joker such a hybrid is because he's big. He's a guy. Normally those guys, the big men that can shoot and can pass, are smaller. He's actually a big man, so he can still put that weight on you and get those easy buckets with the easy hook. Get those rebounds easy, putbacks easy. So that's what makes him a hybrid, because he's kind of the best of both. You know, he can shoot, he can pass. You know, he's not clumsy. He's not going to dribble the ball off his foot every other play. And he's still a big man. He's a big boy.
He is. He is. Would you say he's the best player in the game today?
I wouldn't be mad if someone else said it. I'll tell you that. I can't argue against it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's top tier. He's top tier. I don't know who's the best player in the league. I mean, I just know the top five, I would say, but you can't argue with someone who says he's not the best. Well, he is the best. You can't argue with someone that says he is the best. I'll tell you that.
So who would be the other four that you have in the top five with him?
You know what? I'm gonna say top five players of the playoffs.
Okay, all right.
Just because it's so still fresh in my head at the moment. Top five players in the playoff. We got to go with Jimmy Buckets, of course.
All right.
Who knew Miami would go this far? A lot of people didn't have him passing New York, and they kind of put their foot on New York's neck and just, whew.
Listen, I had the Heat losing to the Bulls in the play-in game, so I for one didn't see them going or doing anything. I'm still shocked and surprised.
There you go. And they were down 2 men, down one of their top scorers, if not the second leading scorer on the team, if not the first.
A hero?
Definitely the second in Hero. Yes, definitely the second. Who may be coming back for Game 3 in the Denver series. We don't know.
It's really murky, the reporting going on Tyler Hero.
Yeah, we don't know.
He was coming back, then he was not coming back. Then all of a sudden tonight, out of nowhere, he pops up questionable in the game versus Boston. I don't know if they're confused or they're trying to make sure that we're confused. I'm not really sure.
I think he's gonna get a quick glimpse of this first two when they see Miami go down 0-2 versus Denver, and he might not want to come back. But I don't know. Hey.
So he's playing it by ear.
I think he's playing it by ear. Maybe he can come back, maybe not. You know, who knows? But back to the subject at hand. 5 players in the playoffs right now. So we're gonna go with Joker, of course. We're gonna go with Jimmy Buckets, of course. We're gonna go with it's kind of hard not to leave Jamal Murray off of there. So that's 2 for Denver. Murray, Joker, Butler.
Okay.
Who else? Let's see some guys who said farewell. Who's
going
fishing? Who's going fishing on the boat? You know, I gotta give one to LeBron. I'm gonna give it to LeBron. I'm gonna put him in there. What's that? 4?
That's 4.
4 or 5th. Who's the 5th guy? Maybe Tatum. I mean, he's dropped more 30-point. He dropped a lot of 30-point games. But like I said, Boston they had a little tough playoff run.
Tatum. Tatum made. I respect Tatum on that list, but Tatum is also at the top of my list, the top 5 most confusing players of the playoffs.
Yes, no, 1,000% for sure. I'll put him on that too for sure because, I mean, we're talking about a guy who didn't score in the 4th quarter until like the 3rd game of this series. What is that about?
Listen, tonight, Jason Tatum and Derek White shot the same amount of shots.
Oh.
We talking 40 mil versus 14 mil. I don't understand what's going on, Boston. Like, what was the game plan there? Maybe it was too confusing for your own team.
I'm still scratching my head at it.
Derek White, 13 shots. Jason Tatum, 14 shots. I think Boston packed it in, but we're not going to go backwards.
It's hard not to. It's just so fresh in your head. What's going on, Boston? I think they don't want to play for the coach. I think they don't want to play for the coach.
They're trying to get him out of there.
I think they want him out of there.
I mean,
They
gotta
want him out of there.
Listen,
Hell, so some of them might want to be out of there, from what I'm hearing. I mean, from what these reports are saying.
They saying Jaylen Brown's probably gone.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. That name rings a bell. They're saying Jaylen Brown want to get out of there.
Hey, they're going to ship Jaylen Brown to some mid-level market team. They're going to ship Jaylen Brown to OKC equivalent and let him be the best player in the league that never makes it past the first round.
I kind of felt like Jaylen Brown wanted to get out of there the day he showed up looking like Shaft or Black Panther playing in Boston. And if you know anything about the hearsay in Boston, playing for Boston, you show up looking like a Black Panther.
You're saying he's at odds with the community per se?
Yes.
All right. Hey,
yes.
Cut straight to it.
I feel like he's packing up to get up on out of there.
Hey, the writing's on the wall. And, I mean, listen, if I'm Jaylen Brown, looking at the way Jason Tatum played, seemed like he played every other game. Hey, I'm looking to get up out of here, too. At least give me some guys that know their role.
Oh, he was on the AD plan, huh? He was on Anthony Davis plan.
Another player in my top 5 most confusing players for certain. Anthony Davis. What is
great game or horrible game? A great game or horrible game?
Listen, as a sports
half man, half amazing. Huh? Half man, half time not there. I don't know what to call it.
Listen, half amazing, half rest, in-game rest. Now, I'm going to be honest. You guys know that I was on AD early with the on and off games. We were taking this over. We were taking this under. So, AD, I'm not mad at you. It's still confusing, but I'm not mad at you. We made a lot of money with you this playoff series, but I just don't understand what type of analytics you and Tatum are paying attention to where you just take whole games off when your team needs you.
They went to Kawhi Leonard class. That's what it is.
I respect Kawhi, though. At least Kawhi said, I'm not even going to show up for the game. He said, you know what? It's noon. I'm going to let them know now. I'm not even going to show up at the game.
Kawhi is the call-off. He's calling off work early. At least he's calling off, though. He's not no calling on show. He's calling off, though.
The big PTO?
PTO for sure. He's taking that PTO because he is getting paid.
Kawhi ain't missing no meals, just games. Gotta love it. If you're a Clippers fan, I say I feel sorry for you, but it's the Clippers. Come on now. You guys haven't been relevant since Darius Miles.
Shout out to the podcast, fellas.
Yes, sir. Quentin Richardson, much respect. Hey, Darius Miles, East St. Louis, right here, in Illinois, so always a fan favorite. But seriously, it's the Clippers. I know you guys are going to keep rooting for the Clippers every year, and you should. My father's a Bears fan. I understand, and every year I look at him and I say, good luck.
Some teams you just root for through tradition. You know you're not going anywhere. In your heart, you know you're not going anywhere. It's tradition. Now, I get it. We understand.
What'd he say? I'm taking good luck.
Good luck.
That's for all you fans. All you fans that keep rooting for your team and your team just ain't rooting for themselves.
Just switch it up. Switch it up.
But listen, this is about money, okay? Regardless of who you like the most in this series, we're going to find ways to get paid. This is the preview. Each game will have the plays out. The very first game we got coming on, I believe, Thursday in Denver.
Game 1.
Denver minus 8.5. Which side are you on?
Me? Seeing that Denver has pretty much blown every team out game 1. I'd say maybe the closest a game has been game 1 has probably been like 10 to 12 points. I'm taking Denver to cover those 8.5 points. And I'm sitting back on the couch, eating popcorn and counting my money.
All right, well, listen, one of us going to be counting the money.
This is true.
Because I'm going with Miami. Do I think Miami's going to win the game? Nah.
But you're taking the points.
8.5 is a lot of points in game 1 where I feel like Miami's got to come out and they got to really give all they can to measure themselves against Denver to see if they're even going to have a shot to win the series. With that being said, Miami could easily come out here and lose by 13, and it would not surprise me one bit.
It wouldn't surprise me if they lose by 20 to 30. I think you got to think about it. They're just coming off of a long 7-game series. They Had a couple of injuries, during the series. Well, but they had an injury during the series with the point guard. So, like I said, this is a long series. Game 7. Now you going to Denver. You may have been, maybe a little gassed out. I don't know. You show up to Denver, they're fresh. They've been waiting for about a week and a half. I don't know how long it's been. They sweeping teams. They're sweeping teams.
They're getting right to it.
They're sitting back relaxing. So they're fresh. They're in the gym. You ever play pickup ball in the gym? And then you just ran 5 games. You got the better team. But then there's another team, the B team over here. They're good, but they're not as good as you. But they're fresh. They got fresh legs, and they blow you off the court. I think they get blew off the court.
So you're not worried about Russ on the Denver side at all? No.
Nah.
He's
Not
going with
worried about
blowout,
Russ.
folks. And I can't talk you off it. Let me ask you this. Let's take it a little step further. Let's say that Denver does, in fact, win this game by double digits. What does that look like as far as game flow? Are we looking at a game, do you think it's going to be a higher scoring? Are we looking at a game that's going to be lower scoring?
I think it's going to be higher scoring for Denver. I'll tell you that. I think they're going to be getting whatever they want. Inside, outside. I mean, they're going to be, Joker's going to be dishing. It's going to be, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. You're going to be open, you get a car, you get a car. You get a field goal. They're going to be going the in and out game. They're going to be kicking that ball out. They're going to be knocking those threes down. KCP, Murray, Porter. Oh man, Miami has. They don't really run that big, So I think Gordon even has a great game. I think he pounds them down the middle. I think Joker pounds them down the middle. I think they're going to get whatever they want. Kid the candy store.
I do think that Aaron Gordon, if he's getting checked by Caleb Martin, Aaron Gordon has to abuse Caleb Martin. What is Caleb Martin, 6'9", and he's giving up a good probably 30 pounds, 40 pounds?
Yeah, he's giving up a good 30, 40.
And a couple inches. Aaron Gordon, if you ever wanted some more money in your life, now is the time to earn it.
I feel like he had a few games where he thought he could have did better in the last series, so I think he comes out strong. And like you said, with that matchup, he might come out and put up 16 to 22 first game. I don't know. Just saying. But if that happens, for sure, Miami's losing by 20. We're just gonna throw it out there. I'm riding with Denver so hard right now. If Aaron Gordon gets 22 points, I'm gonna say Denver wins by 20.
With that being said, I am going to retract my bet of Miami Heat plus 8.5 in game 1. I am just going to watch game 1.
We sold. We got him. We sold it.
I can't cap with the captain. I don't like to lose money. I'm looking for safe plays. We're keeping it responsible. There's definitely a mismatch at foot. I'm just gonna watch the first game. I'm gonna look at it, and then from there, I'm gonna figure out which way I want to go in game 2, and we'll look to make some money there.
Let's see. Who do they put Jimmy Butler on? Who does Butler guard? Who does he pick up? It'll be interesting to see.
Jamal Murray?
I'm thinking Murray at times. When Murray catches fire, I think Butler's going to want to take on that defensive assignment. I could also see him trying to take on Gordon. I can also see him. Man, Denver could just give it to you so many ways. Maybe Porter gets hot. Maybe Porter gets hot. He's knocking down threes. My biggest thing is I feel like those guys are going to run them off that three-point line. And I feel like Miami needs that three-point line to get the W. I feel like they really do.
So no Duncan Robinson, no Max Strus in this one? You don't think they got enough? Or they're going to get ran off to where they get stuck in between?
I think they get ran off that line. I think they get ran off that line. I really do. I really think they get ran off the line. We'll see. I mean, Miami's got heart. I can't take that away. I don't want to make it seem as I'm so disrespectful towards them. I'm gonna give them one game.
You said they're getting blown out 20-30.
Just the first game.
Oh, okay.
You know, the NBA has to, they want people to watch this series. It's the finals, so if Denver blows them out the first game, everyone's going to say, oh, I knew it. This is just going to, NBA got to keep you entertained somewhat. So then, they lose the next game by like 4-6. It was a close game. We'll see. But I think Miami gets one. But I'm just riding the Denver wave right now. Like I said, they say the altitude is a little higher there. Maybe I'm a little lightheaded from that, but I'm riding the Denver wave after seeing Miami have a great series. 2 great series, actually, but it's just tough, man.
That's where it comes to a close.
They're running into the boogeyman. Things are a little different on that West Coast, Just saying. It's going to be tough. Lakers found that out.
Can't argue with that. I found out with them.
Lakers found that out. They ran into the boogie. They ran into the bully on the playground. Hey.
Me, the Lakers, and Chuck all found out at the same time. What type of magic was in store on that Denver team? I'm just saying. A lot of people found out. What did the pool shark tell Uncle Phil?
Break out Lucille.
You gotta put the ball in the hole. That's it. It's simple. Bam Adebayo. You gotta put the ball in the hole.
Bam was
Please.
struggling tonight. I don't know where his head was. I don't know where his head was.
Hope you find it. Bam, they need you.
Calling
They need
Bam.
you.
Paging Bam.
You're not gonna help the team being on the side of a milk carton. That's all I'm saying.
I did have you for 8+ rebounds. You came through for me. I was a little shaky. I was a little scared, but you came through at the end for me. I will give you that, but I did not bet points for you. I wasn't gonna do that. I was not gonna bet a prop bet for points for you today, sir, because I knew that you were gonna be kind of shaky tonight. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it was luck. I don't know. But
Listen, I saw Bam Adebayo get the ball in the post 4 times with a man that was 6'8" or smaller, and 4 times out of 4 times he faded away and missed all 4 of them. And if I'm being honest, I'm a little nervous. Bam looked like he was high tonight. Now he's going to Denver, where they say that the marijuana, the THC, is in much higher supply and demand. He's too close to California. I don't know that I can trust Bam going over there if he already looks like he's been partaking in Boston.
Bam, he might have been high because I think he forgot what position he played. 'Cause I feel like he was scared to go in the hole. I mean, he was trying to be on the wing. I know you got guys spread out in Boston, and you got the guys. You're a center. Get in the hole. You see guys shoot the ball, and I see Bam running out to go down. What are you supposed to get the rebound?
Bam thought he was Rasheed Wallace. All the way down to the marijuana consumption.
I see Boston had the offensive boards. They all rebounded them on the offensive boards by a crazy number. And after watching tonight's game, I really understand why. Bam does not want to rebound the ball for some reason. He's allergic to the hole. I don't know what it is.
Al Horford, I'm not even upset that I put in 11 leg parlays, and I never put in 11 leg parlays, but I put in 11 leg parlay, and I said, you know what? As the 11 leg, we're going to choose Al Horford. It can't be that hard for a man to score 5.5 points. Surely, Al Horford, who sits at the 3-point line, shoots threes all day, will hit 2.
He's going to make at least 2 of them. He's shooting up 30 of them for some reason. He thinks he's Steph Curry out there.
Break after break after break. I'm not mad about the fact that that was a leg that cost me the parlay that didn't turn my $40 risk-free bet into $12,868. I'm not upset about that, Al.
I know it. He's not upset. He just wants to say, what's the guy, Bubba Duck? Trash! Trash! That's what he wants to say.
Listen, Al Horford, your days in the NBA are over. Your next team will be the Taiwanese, doggone it, the Dragons, the Komodo Dragons or something they call themselves. Whatever
Taiwanese
team
Ducks.
Eric Bledsoe is on, you call Eric Bledsoe. If you don't got his number, reach out to Michael Beasley.
Or Dwight Howard. He is recruiting right now.
DM Dwight Howard and see if you can't get an express ticket on the train to get over there immediately, because you're not worth the flight, doggone it.
You're going to play for Juntao. Pretty much. You're going to play for Juntao.
Going to play for Juntao.
You're going to play for Juntao. He had one good game, though. I mean, he had a good game that I can remember. His dad was there, you know.
He left it on the court one last time for his pops, and I respect that. Al, that's the tape that you should send over to get recruited. Send that tape to Dwight Howard, you said? Dwight?
Yeah, Dwight Howard.
Get the tape over to Dwight.
Dwight sent it to Juntao. They're big on family over there. They see that. I may give you a little something, you know, give you a little million or so, you know.
Because it's over in the NBA for you. It's over. When they blow the team up this summer, you will not be on it. Hell, Robert Williams might be headed to Taiwan too a little earlier than he could have hoped for. He thought he was at least going to get his prime first, but...
Oh, yeah.
What was he doing out there? This man played 22 playoff games, had over 10 points in 2 of them.
Trash.
Hey, one of the games, he was just running back and forth, and I said, this guy's definitely just doing cardio. He's getting his steps in. He's not out here for any other reason to get his steps in. I looked
Doing
down,
suicide drills.
he had a Fitbit on. I looked down, I saw a
Oh,
Fitbit on his
no.
wrist. I said, yeah, he's checked out already. He's trying to get his ad dollars up and get some off the court bucks.
Man was doing cardio out there. Once
That's
he
it.
reached his goal, he said, Coach, pull me out.
And that's it, yank.
I reached my steps. Pull me out. You're going to be stepping to Beijing.
Step in the name of love. Yeah. Onto that boat. Listen, go to Taiwan, get involved with whatever little gambling scandal that they had going on there where the team was throwing the games. Get involved in that. Bet your NBA dollars on that. And be on your way.
Sound like a win-win to me. Skim a little points off the top. Blue chips, baby. Bring it back around.
I think FanDuel's behind it, though.
I wouldn't doubt it. You know how many one-leggers I've lost this year? Too many. Too many.
FanDuel, if you're hearing this, just put us on the team.
Put me in. Put me in the game.
Send the script to my email.
I mean, if you don't want to put me in the game, just let me hit one of them. Just one of those parlays. Just one. Just one. That's all I need.
Let them hit once, FanDuel.
One. I'm good. At one, I'm good. Set.